Hey, this is Tiqqle. In this video, we're talking about the Ascendance proc legendary, which is one of the general legendaries that you can use across Ellie, Enhance, and Resto. This is one that people have been asking me, maybe I should go a general legendary if I'm going to play multiple specs, or maybe I haven't decided, am I going to play Elemental or Enhance, or even Resto? So this is one where on 5% on Storm Strike to proc Ascendance on Enhance. That's what we're going to focus on this time. We already know the Elemental one. If you've seen the one-shot videos, check the description below. For Ellie, it's very strong. And for Resto, procking Ascendance for Resto on Riptides. But for the Enhance one, we're going to focus on that. This is a clip from the stream. I want to thank you guys so much for the love and support on the stream. You guys have been absolutely crazy. And on the channel, we are on our way to 50K subs. So if 75% of you, used to be 85, but now 75, haven't subbed yet, please sub. I hope I can earn that with this video. Let's jump into it. This is using Storm Strike, has a 5% chance to activate Ascendance for 6 seconds. Seems super good, right? Especially because you're seeing a lot of people use it for Elemental Shaman that are proccing all of the legendary or all of the Lava Burst effects, and they're proccing and proccing and proccing. They did do a small fix on this, but yeah. The problem is this. When I was testing this before, it doesn't proc very much. And part of the challenge here is that Lava Burst has two charges, and and so the fact that you have 2 charges makes it at least a little bit more often to get procs. Like now anything can proc my Stormbringer, right? But it's not procking. So I don't know if I get less Storm Strikes off than I would with Lava Burst, but it just feels like this legendary doesn't proc. I don't know what it is. And the sad part is, because I'm using this legendary instead of the other one, by the way, I'm actually getting a decent amount of procs. I actually don't get the Storm Strike reset. Remember that legendary I said was incredible? This one right here, consuming 5 stacks of Maelstrom resets the Storm Strike. I don't have that, so every time I'm using my Maelstrom weapon stacks, it's not resetting my Storm Strike. So I'm actually getting an opening. Like I'm actually getting like free globals, which isn't necessarily a great thing. Oh my god, that does so much damage. Oh, there, I just procced it. Okay, so I procced it, 6 seconds. How many Storm Strikes am I gonna get? 2. Okay, I got 2 or 3. Okay, I've reprocced. It's nice. Okay, I procced 2 of them. That was actually pretty good back to backers. I hit 5 wind strikes. I cast 5 wind strikes. So for this legendary, the value out of this is 2 things. Number 1, it procs Ascendance twice. Okay, doing an average of 5k a pop, so that's 10k damage. Next, my wind strike. My wind strike, I got 5 of them averaging 2k hits. But is that really worth it? I don't think so, actually. And the fact is that because I don't get that Storm Strike reset, I think that this will be much better potentially when I can wear, if and when I can wear 2 legendaries. If I'm able to use 2 legendaries, this could be a good one, because resetting your Storm Strike and being able to spam Storm Strike is like just core. I won't say spam, but like being able to use it much more often and in control is like a pretty big deal. And I'm actually stacking. Oh, I don't even have all my haste shit on actually. But yeah, I mean, what did I expect with this legendary? I expected that I would be Storm Striking and I'd be getting proc. Oh, nice. And then a little bit of proc. Oh, yeah, nice. Oh, proc. Oh, nice. But what is actually turning out here is that I'm just not getting that many procs. And I don't know, again, I don't know if it's because I'm Storm Striking less than I would with a Lava Burst or what it is, but it definitely feels not as good as it does on Ellie. On Ellie, I'll switch over to Ellie just real quick, and I'll show you what it feels like there. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to Flame Shock. So let's see how often it procs this time. I also have Echoing Shock, which could be procking it as well.
You fudge popping, bro.
And because one of the reasons why I think it might be better with Ellie is that I think my Mastery procs could overload it. Like my overloads might be procking it. So like I've already gotten many more than I did with Storm Strike. Am I right, chat? The other thing is I think I get much more procs with this version of it. I think just with Ellie itself, I think I'm getting so many more procs, especially when I can hit this many targets. Now that makes me sad actually, because I actually expected Enhance to be better, because Enhance has a few things that I thought would count, but they don't seem to count. So this Storm Strike, the reason I thought it was going to be good when you use Storm Strike has a 5% chance is this, because we actually have some abilities that are pretty interesting. Storm Strike has a 25% chance to strike the target an additional time for 40% of the normal damage, which you would think, like if you get a Storm Strike and then you get a proc and that proc Storm Strike hits the target, you get another chance at proccing Ascendance. So if you would think about it, and that can proc off of itself, it can actually happen like 4 times. You would think then this would be an incredible legendary. Okay, I'm getting like Storm Strikes and Storm Strikes, but it doesn't seem to work. I'm actually reporting it as a bug because I think maybe it should work. When you get 2 or 3 proc Storm Strikes, you should be able, like that should have a pretty high chance to proc. Now the other thing is this, when you use Crash Lightning on multiple targets, you get this buff. It's up here. It says a Storm Strike and Lava Lash deal additional damage to all targets in front of you. Well, guess what? When you use this button, you would think that when I Storm Strike, when I press Storm Strike here, that when I Storm Strike and when I use the ability, it hits all the targets, you would think that would give me 5 chances at that 5% chance on my legendary. But it doesn't seem to be the case. I think that might be a bug. I'm hoping it is a bug, because if I cleave and I Storm Strike 5 targets at once, I think that this should be 5 times 5 chance. It should be a 25% chance to get it. And I think that is the only way this legendary is going to make it, is if those 2 things change. And that's my view on this legendary. People did ask, what do I think about it? It does work now. This did not work for a very long time in the alpha. It did not work very long for like at all in the beta. So be on the lookout for this one. This one could get some changes. And the other thing, as I'll point out to you, is that when legendaries are fixed or bugs are fixed, they don't put them in the patch notes. They don't put these changes in the patch notes. So we'll just have to be trusting each other to be on the lookout to test this stuff again, maybe in like a few weeks. So, yeah. So that's just something you're going to have to think about, guys. But I wanted to point this out. I want to spend a little bit of time to look at this legendary because it is a particularly interesting one. Because if you could keep getting the procs of Ascendance, you could do that AoE damage that Ascendance gives you. But you can see here, I'm not able to even proc it a single freaking time. And the fact that it's not resetting the cooldowns of Storm Strike, oh, I got 1, is a pretty Resident Sleeper. You know? So it would be nice if we could get some more reliable procs of it, if it worked with my Storm Flurry, and if it worked with cleaving targets. Now, I don't know for 100% fact that it doesn't work with Storm Flurry, and maybe I'm just getting extremely unlucky, because 5% chance isn't that much, but I think it's enough. So with that being said, guys, that's all I wanted to do to point out on this one. Okay, that's all I wanted to point out on this legendary.